Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something big. It's about how content gets seen online, especially now with AI search tools popping up everywhere. Google AI Overview, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all those. It makes you wonder, right? Are you still doing things the old way, or are you actually ready for this AI shift? Because things are definitely changing.
Oh, absolutely. They're shifting fast. And look, this isn't just about saying things are changing. Our goal here is to actually give you a strategy, a really effective one. We're going to unpack how to use some, well, surprising data to get ahead in AI search. I know, maybe you're thinking, oh, great, another weird trick. But this is different. It's about understanding how these AI models think or learn, really.
Okay, aligning with how AI learns. Oh, that sounds big. I hear AI and search thrown around a lot, but it always feels a bit vague. Are we talking about some secret algorithm, or is it more about the data they're using? Because honestly, the old stuff, trying to optimize, say, your Google Business Profile Services section, it feels like it's just not working like it used to.
Hmm.
All that keyword stuffing, the generic descriptions, feels like yelling into the wind.
You've nailed the core problem right there. Search itself has fundamentally changed. See, AI models aren't just counting keywords anymore. Not really. They want relevance, real context, genuine user intent. And those old hacks you mentioned, they don't build value over time. They don't compound. In fact, they can actually work against you now. It's like, imagine trying to have a conversation by just shouting keywords versus actually talking. AI is getting closer to that real conversation.
Right, okay. So if the old way is out, what's the new foundation? What kind of data are these AI models actually learning from? What's informing them?
Ugh, well, this is where it gets really interesting. The truth is, these AI models, especially the big language models, they learn from huge amounts of data, massive data sets. And there's one data set that's become incredibly important for AI search specifically, and that's Reddit.
Reddit, seriously,
Yeah.
with all the, discussions and memes and everything. I'm trying to wrap my head around why Reddit. It's user stuff, right?
Yeah.
Often pretty informal. How does that become search authority?
Because it's raw, it's unfiltered. It shows exactly how real people talk about their problems, how they ask questions, how they look for solutions in their own words. And here's the kicker, the really crucial bit if you haven't heard. Google reportedly paid Reddit $60 million
60 million. For what?
to license Reddit's data, specifically to train its AI overview feature. Just let that sink in.
Yeah.
This isn't just a rumor or a theory. It's a multi-million-dollar investment. It's part of Google's AI infrastructure now.
Wow. Okay, $60 million for Reddit data.
Oh.
That's not just a casual thing. That's deep integration. So, okay, if Google's AI is learning from how people talk on Reddit, then the logical step is to make our content sound like that.
Precisely. You got it. If you start crafting your content using the language pulled directly from those same Reddit threads, you are quite literally speaking the AI's language. You're aligning your stuff directly with how Google is training its models to understand what users want.
Yeah.
You're not doing that if you're ignoring how real people phrase things on Reddit. Well, you're basically just writing for yourself in this new AI world. Your content might be accurate, but it's not speaking the language search understands now.
Okay, that clicks. That makes a lot more sense. It's not about trying to game the system. It's about understanding the source material, the data that the system itself is learning from. So how do we actually do that? How do we get that valuable language out of Reddit and use it? Like for Google Business Profile, for instance. Because I see so many businesses stuck on that right now.
Great question. And that's exactly where this system we've been using comes in. It's called the Reddit Sniper Video Training. It's basically designed to give you a step-by-step process for exactly this. Let me give you a quick example, something we worked on just recently. A real-world case.
Yeah, please do. Real examples always help.
Okay, so we had this client, a law firm, very specialized, but their Google Business Profile, their GBP, it just wasn't performing, and their services section. Classic case of what you mentioned. Generic titles, keyword stuff descriptions that just didn't connect. They were trying to rank for broad stuff like personal injury lawyer, but the descriptions didn't actually reflect the specific problems people were searching about.
Yeah, that sounds super common. Everyone just defaults to the broadest industry terms.
Exactly. So step one, using the Reddit sniper method, we took their specific services and their target locations, we ran them through the system. The whole idea here is to pull out real phrasing directly from actual Reddit threads. We're not guessing keywords. We're finding out how users actually talk about needing a specific legal service. So like instead of just car accident claims, you might find people on Reddit saying things like hit by uninsured driver, what now? Or got rear-ended, my neck hurts, need some advice. See the difference.
Yeah, definitely. It's moving beyond just the simple keyword to, what did you call it? Entity and attribute mapping. Can you break that down a bit? Sounds kind of technical.
Sure, absolutely. Think of it like this. Old SEO often just focused on keywords, right? Like standalone words. But AI looks deeper. When we talk about entity and attribute mapping, we're helping the AI understand the thing, the entity, like a car accident, but also the specific qualities or problems connected to it, the attributes, like uninsured drival or whiplash injury. And Reddit, it's fantastic for this because it's full of those specific, nuanced connections. It shows us how people emotionally and functionally describe their situation. That lets us build content that clicks with both the AI and the person searching.
Okay. That distinction is really important. It's about the whole context, not just isolated words.
Yeah.
So once you had all this real user language from Reddit, what was step two? What did you do with it?
Step two was applying it directly. We went through and meticulously rewrote every single one of their GBP service titles and descriptions, every single one. The goal was total alignment, 100%, with actual search intent, based purely on how those Reddit users described their problems emotionally and functionally. And listen, this wasn't keyword stuffing in the old sense. It was about building what we call micro entities with high trust.
Micro entities with high trust. What does that actually mean when you're writing it?
It means creating these very specific, very credible little pieces of content. Each one directly answers a very specific user need or problem, and it uses the exact language they'd use to describe it. When a piece of content is super relevant like that and directly hits a nuanced query, it signals high trust and authority to the AI. It's content that resonates because it speaks the user's language, it matches what Google is actually showing in results, and it lines up with what people actually click on.
I can totally see how that would cut through all the generic noise out there. It's like getting an inside scoop on the actual conversations your market is having. And this Reddit Sniper video training, it walks you through this whole process.
Exactly. The training is all about over-the-shoulder video guides, real case studies like the law firm one I just mentioned, and it gives you a clear standard operating procedure, an SOP for how to find this data and how to apply it. It shows you how to do it for your Google business profile, sure, but also how to rewrite landing pages, product descriptions, even niche commercial content. Basically, anywhere understanding user language matters, the result is content that doesn't just rank. It converts, and it compounds over time, building real authority. Plus, a big part of it is the tool itself, the Red Sniper GPT.
Yeah.
It's specifically trained to help with content audits and finding the right threads, which makes the whole thing faster.
So it's not just theory. It's a practical framework with tools included.
What?
And the core reason it works so well, you're saying, is that we're essentially tapping into, or maybe reverse engineering, what Google's AI is already learning from that Reddit data deal.
That's precisely it. Look, if Google is spending $60 million to train its AI on Reddit conversations, then using language sourced directly from those conversations, well, it's the most direct way to align with how their models understand and rank information. You're basically feeding the AI exactly what it's been trained to see as relevant and authoritative. It takes the guesswork out. You're not trying to predict the next algorithm update. You're working with the foundation of the AI's knowledge.
That makes so much sense. It really flips the script from trying to beat the algorithm to actually understanding its language.
Yeah.
Okay, so bring this back to the listener. What does this mean for our visibility strategies? For someone trying to build their online presence right now, what's the takeaway? How should they act on this?
It means you now have a method, a proven one, to tap into those real user conversations happening in your market. You can filter by location, by service, by the specific problem they're having, and turn those insights into content that actually works. Content that ranks, converts, and builds on itself. It's about adapting proactively to this AI era, instead of just reacting every time Google tweaks something. This gives you a solid SOP you can use across pretty much any type of content where knowing true user intent is key.
Proactive adaptation, not reactive panic. Like that. That's a much stronger position to be in. Okay, so let's summarize this deep dive then. We're talking about getting powerful visibility online by aligning your content directly with how these new AI search platforms are actually being trained. And doing that using a clear step-by-step method that leverages real user language found on platforms like Reddit, which we know Google values highly.
Exactly. You've had the why it works, you've seen a bit of the how. The question now really becomes when. When are you going to implement this? Because right now, the Reddit Sniper video training with everything we discussed, the videos, the SOPs, the GPT access, it's available for $59.99 lifetime access. But I need to be really clear about the pricing because this isn't some fake urgency thing. It's just math based on value and development. The next price point is $129.99. And after that, it jumps again to $199.99. So you've got a choice. You can get in now, leverage this whole strategy at this really low entry point, or you'll probably end up needing this knowledge later anyway, only it'll be 3 times the price. And honestly, you'll have missed the boat on being early to this fundamental shift. Stop just watching the algorithm changes happen. Take action. Get this knowledge now, lock in the current price, and get that competitive edge that comes from being an early adopter. Don't get locked out.
Right. And as you think about all this, maybe consider this final thought for your own strategy. In this AI world, is your content really talking to your users? Does it understand their actual problems, in their words? Or is it still stuck talking at old algorithms with yesterday's tactics? What if the most powerful content isn't really written for AI at all, but written by truly understanding what the AI itself is trained on? Something definitely worth mulling over.